So the last time we have a discussion, we are able to look into how we can work on profiling, and at the same time how we can perform task one conveniently, which is building number and household listing. Today we'll be looking at how we can work on task three, which is enumeration of persons. And I could remember I told us that when we open tax and goals, there's a sense of tax and goal. The first thing we have to do is for us to open our selection for EA, where you're going to select the EA desired for you to work on. Then if you don't know where your EA is or where the first building your EA is, you can use route to take you to where the first building in that EA is. Then once you finish doing that, the last time we finished tax one, we did what we call wrap up. So if you want to see the coverage that you've gone so far, you can always refresh to give you the percentage of what you've done. So for the purpose of this class, the first thing we have to do on the tax 3 is for us to refetch the EA. But since it's this is a training session and it's not been geofaced, it means there's no point in refetching. But if it's a normal process or normal operation, you have to refetch because your EA have to get validated before you continue to do enumeration of persons. So we click on open tax. It will ask us this can be this, and you say let's proceed. Okay, so it will show us this interface, which is the same as the EA we worked on the last time. It's the same as the EA you worked on the last time. But if you notice one thing here, the tools that we have here is different from the one that we have where we are performing tax one. In tax one, we have both primary and secondary tools, but this one we are having only secondary tools. So the first thing we have to do is for us to show the buildings. Of course, we have to show the building that we want to work on. And don't forget, if you don't know exactly where you are, you can always use locate me to show your approximate location. So the last time we were doing building number and household listing, you could remember that this building one is not a residential. You can quickly check to look at it to say it is not residential, and we can only do enumeration of persons for a residential household. So this one is a residential building, and we have to show the household in that building. These are the household. We have only one household in this building. We have 3 males and 2 females. Sorry, 2 males and 1 female. So that's the number of persons in that household. So let's open the Waziri household and see how we can do the enumeration of Waziri household. Now, we've already listed the household. The first thing we have to do is for us to list persons inside this household. We have 2 males and 1 female. So let's quickly list them. Wow. Error. There was an error with CS entry could not open, blah blah blah. So it means the CS entry setup, we need to check on it. It seems they've changed 1 or 2 things on the settings, because I could remember the settings was intact the last time I checked, and what's it called, the application was downloaded successively. But if that should be the case, it means we've not configured our CS entry. So the CS entry is still fresh. So we can quickly do the configuration by coming to these 3 dots. You click on it. We'll add applications. Then of course, CS web server. So once you click on this CS web server, it will give us an interface. The interface was already opened. I don't know why it's not appearing here. So I can easily put the web address, which is https / it's taking time to respond. I don't know. Let me do the settings, and from there we'll continue so that it won't take much of our time. So from what just happened now, we should understand the importance of setting up our CS entry before we move to the listing and enumeration of persons. So I've done the settings to the CS Pro. So the next thing is for us to add persons. So I'll just click on add persons, and CS entry will get initialized. So all this thing, you just be saying okay, okay, okay. So one important thing for you to be doing is for you to be reading instruction whenever you cross from census PAD to the CS entry. It is very, very important for you to be reading the instruction before you get familiarized with the application or with the form. So here now is asking us, kindly select the responded preferred language. What language is the person want you to use in communicating or in using interviewing the person? So I'll pick English. Is asking, is the first interview you are to conduct in this building? If it's the first one, you say yes. But if it's not, but if it's the first one, it will automatically acquire the GPS location of that building. So it's getting the GPS already, so it will load automatically. You just don't have to do anything. So it has loaded, then you click OK, then you say next, say next. The building, of course, is residential. Then what kind of household? The type of household is this? Regular household. It's still asking for us to affirm, is it really that the selected household is regular household? Yes, it's correct type of household that we select, which is a regular household. So now the household type. He's now saying the residence type in the regular household. Of course, we're picking conventional household. They are still confirming whether what we pick is correct. Yes, it's correct. Then we'll move forward. Next. So he's now asking residence type. Okay, he's asking, my name is, you are going to read this one to the person. It's called a statement of confidentiality. So you read it to the person, and when the person agree that you can proceed, then you click on yes, and you ask the person's first name, of course, Wasiri, who is the first person for you to enumerate in an house is the head of the household. In the absence of the head of the household, you look for the person that is representing the head of the household in his absence, that is an adult. I'm typing Idris. That's the middle name. Then I'll click next. I'll say Abbas. So the nickname, that's cool. So we'll move forward with that. He's now asking, please confirm that Waziri is the head of the household. Of course, is the head of the household. Then we'll click OK. Is Waziri male? Yes, of course, is a male. Waziri, what is your sex? Sometimes you don't ask people of their sex, you just observe and you pick the right thing. What is your age? Let's say 32. Then you'll be asking the day of the birth. I'll just put 23. This is not my real age, I'm just putting the value. So I'll pick February, and it's asking about the year. So you don't have to lie about this year. So the year must correlate with what we have on the on the calculation. I mean, on the age that we feel. So here should be 1990 to make it 32. So it's asking, what is Wasiri relation to the head of the household? Of course, Wasiri is the head. Then we'll pick head. The first name of the next person of the household, who is going to be a female, of course, the wife and the son. So here we pick the wife. It's still Waziri, or we call Abbas. Let's say Abbas. Abbas, which is the surname. Then we'll click on next. We can say Halima. Then we'll move forward. The surname. Oh, I'm supposed to put the main name for the surname. We can easily go back and correct that. So the name of the next person of the household is Halima, of course. Halima. So moving next, he's asking for the middle name. She can decide not to put middle name. Let's say Gambo. Then we'll move to the next one. The surname, which is of course Abbas. Then we click next. The nickname she doesn't have nickname. Yeah, it's no nickname. Then she's a female, of course. The sex. The age, let's say 25. So we just have to look. He's asking for the day of birth, 12 April. This should be 1997, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the spouse. So the next person is Jamal. Jamal is the next person. So next, he doesn't have middle name. No middle name. Abbas, of course, the surname. Why does it take it time? Abbas. Then we'll click on next. So the nickname, it doesn't have nickname, no nickname. So of course male. You know we say two male, one female. So it's still loading. This thing is taking time to load. So there was the age 5 years. Then we calculate the day and the year. So for us to get 5 years from now, it means the person must have been born in 2017. 2017. Then click on. Then he's asking, what's the relationship of Waziri or Jamal Abbas to Waziri Idris Abbas? Is the son. Then, if peradventure we don't have anybody left to be listed in the household, then we don't put anything, we just move to the next. So yes, enumerator, continue listing, male and female. No, all the household member has been listed and the household roster. So you have to be reading this to pick, to know the one to pick. So we are picking no because we've listed all the members of the household. Then you check. Okay, let's start obtaining information about individual. Or no, I still have household member not yet listed. Of course, we are finished with the household listing. Then we'll move to the information about each and every member of the house. Then you click on this. So it will now take us to the list of member of the household. Then you pick one after the other, the one that you want to get information about. Then you get information about Waziri, like that, married, like that. Rest, you continue filling this form till you come to one end. So that's how to work on the tax one. Then when you finish with Waziri, it will take you back to the list of the household member. Then you pick the next person. Then you do the same thing. I believe you still remember this form. It's all the form that you've been taught. Then you know how to fill them. You fill the writing as the respondent is giving you the information. That then you go. And I believe you don't forget that we have more than we have 15 sections for this particular form that you have to follow. So if you say we should be following it, it should take much of our time. But I know you understand how to go about answering this question. All you just have to do is once you put in the correct response given to you by respondent, then you click on next till you reach the end. Once you reach the end, it will take you back to the list of household member where you can pick the next person and do the same thing for the person. So thank you.